Hey, Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome to your angel readings for the month of February 2025. Beautiful souls, whether you are watching for your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or astrologically, you know that you have any number of planets in a particular sign, the reading for that zodiac sign will be right for you. I am putting this energy overview right at the start of each of the all zodiac sign readings. But if you want to click straight through to the angel reading and you don't want to listen to the energy update for the month, please do click through straight to the readings. I'm reading this because this is a really, really good description of what to expect in February, and we're going to build on this. So we'll look at the cards and the runes that were drawn for February. This is a diary that I create, the Manifests with the Moon diary. I'm just going to give you the overview because for those of you that don't have the diary, I think this might be really helpful to you. So let me read to you about February. We'll check in with these cards and then we will move straight to the angel reading for your sign. So, beautiful souls, February 2025, choices and decisions, the transformation begins. This is a seriously powerful month, truly. February begins with the Earth festivals of Imbolc in the Northern Hemisphere and Lammas in the Southern Hemisphere. Now, both of these are festivals of fertility and promise. So, whatever took place during the more intense periods of January, and we have had some pretty intense moments in January, the start of this month brings just the right energetic to get clear about your own personal goals for the year ahead and to begin to sow the seeds needed to manifest your goals in real terms. Although this month begins with a fairly even flow of energy, a greater intensity then builds, and it really does. So if you find yourself being pulled in more than one direction as we move through February, or you're uncertain as to where to place your focus, then put down an anchor, steady yourself, and become an observer of your own experience. The higher purpose of the overall dynamics this month are to reveal all you need to see to bring greater clarity to your overall goals and your purpose for the coming year. Now, our first card of Empower Yourself is an invitation to step up and take full ownership of your personal choices. It sits with Sewello, the rune of wholeness, which suggests that there will be a very clear pathway ahead that honours your personal choices whilst also honouring the collective. I mean, this really embodies, I'm digressing from what I have written here in the diary, but this really embodies the energy of the raising of the consciousness of humanity at large. And we are really full on this year into that process. It's big, it's powerful, it's happening. There's actually only one way, and that one way is forwards and upwards. But it doesn't mean that there isn't resistance. It doesn't mean that we're not going to see challenges in being able to bring this forth. So self-responsibility really sits right at the heart of this. Empower Yourself is all about self-responsibility. And this card says empowerment does not mean we have power over others. It means we have power over ourselves. We honour our capacity for free will and conscious choice whilst honouring the same in others. So it's really about knowing what you can do and recognising what you can't do, but taking ownership of your own sovereignty, your own agency. Sewello often indicates that there really is only one way to go. You're being guided in a particular direction. So this is a really powerful month. Now, where did I get to? Yes, here we are. Validated. Right, this theme, here we go. This theme flows through the entire month and is validated further by our second card of choices and decisions, aligning with Fehu, the rune of possessions and nourishment, indicating that the time is right to nourish possibilities and commit to the future that you desire, the future you want to create. However, this card also validates that choices are not set in stone. Sometimes we need to test the waters before making a firm commitment, and we can always make adjustments and course correct based on our ongoing learning. So really interesting energy here. Fehu is also known as a rune that carries the energy of ambitions that are fulfilled. So there is real possibility here. And I think as the energy kind of, let's say, it heats up, it intensifies as we move to the end of February, I think there are going to be significant options and choices for us all, either in terms of our own immediate circumstances, but also in terms of how we respond to external circumstances. So there's a real internal empowerment taking place, alongside responding to external events that are there with the higher purpose of triggering internal choices that empower you and lead you forwards to that space of living in higher vibration, living in light. I'm very, very, very interested to see how these readings pan out, actually, really, truly. Be very fascinating for each of the zodiac signs. Now, this moon concludes with a stunning new moon in Pisces that brings a distinctly karmic energy with it. There's a really karmic energetic to this moon. So approach this month with an attitude of healthy flexibility and trust that whatever takes place in the uniqueness of your own personal circumstances, whatever shows up, it's bringing you valuable information. I think we have a month where we can really sow seeds, we can actually get on track, but we've kind of got to trust that whatever we're being shown, it's guiding us in the direction that's needed for us to do that, to get on track. However, on track may mean some adjustments have to be made. Those adjustments may purely be internal ones. They may be blocks within you that stop you from progressing along the pathway that you are already on. But they could also be external blocks that are kind of like a testing of your endurance, your perseverance, your capacity to hold your vision, which also connects to internal processes, your own mindset. There could also be external circumstances that are actually guiding you to course correct, to perhaps make some really significant choices and decisions, either big or small, that kind of tweak the course of your world. Every day we make decisions all day long, but we don't necessarily do so consciously. You might decide to have a cup of tea, or, turn right instead of left when you leave your home or your house to walk somewhere, take a different route. And en route, something else might show up for you that presents you with a piece of information that causes you to think, or to see something differently, or to have an idea about something. And although that principle occurs all of the time, what I feel is, I'm really hearing, it's actually channeling through right now, I'm really hearing these messages loud and clear, is that this is a month when being aware of that will be really, really valuable. The more your awareness is heightened to respond to whatever is shown to you, the more you are going to move fluently through the month and be assisted. It's like guidance is arriving. And I think the more intense the energy, the more kind of poignant, I think that's the right word, poignant, the more on point the guidance will be. So this is going to be a really interesting month with possibly relatively steady progress or small steps to start with. But I do think we'll see an intensity. And I think handling that intensity as we navigate through is all about literally conscious living, day by day, being conscious of your own sovereignty, conscious of your own agency. Whatever's happening, if something happens and it's out of your control, presses your buttons, well, they're your buttons. What are you going to do? Get still, put down an anchor. Take your time, think about what you're going to do, how you're going to do it. What are your choices? Do you choose to respond? Do you choose not to respond? Do you choose to take your time? Do you want to say something? Or if that's feeling a bit not okay, or a bit angsty, or you're just uncertain, or you're wobbling, take your time, step away, meditate, see what becomes clear to you. Try not to be pushed into anything or to react too quickly. Very distinct energy coming in to this month of February. Beautiful souls, thank you if you have listened through to the end of this part of this video. Thank you all so much for being here. don't forget to subscribe and press the little bell icon if you want to make sure you receive notifications of anything that I post, whether it is, an energy update connected to the moon. I'll be doing a moon month overview as well, literally showing you the energy of the moon all the way through the month, and of course, always lots of readings that I post ongoing all of the time. So if you want to make sure you never miss a reading or anything that shows up here, do please subscribe, press the little bell icon. Thank you all of you who have, and thank you for all the things you do that truly, truly do support the channel. I am very, very honoured to be reading for you and connecting with you all. And thank you to all of you who actually bought the diary, and thank you for the feedback, that it is really, really valuable to you. I'm truly honoured, and I hope this will be a tool that will really, really help you to navigate this extraordinary year of profound transformation. Let's move to your angel reading for the month of February for your zodiac sign. Hey Saggies, welcome to your February reading. Let's see what the angels have to tell you, the archangels particularly. We have Archangel Michael first. I'm seeing this and this one for you. And we have an Archangel Power Tarot pack as well. Yes, you are correct. Oh, look at this. You're jumping for joy. You have listened to your inner guidance and made a wise choice. Keep moving forwards. We also have It's Almost Over. Your current challenges will soon be resolved and you will be able to look to the future with a smile. How heavenly. How exciting. I mean, this feels exciting. There's a stunning energy around you, Saggies. That's lovely. Let's find out more. Now, we do know February, it starts off in a steady way if you've checked out the energy update, and it then kind of intensifies. But let's find out. Let's get a bit more information. I'm actually seeing, it's this one is really, really singing to me. Okay, I'm then seeing it's this one, that one, and that one. Those are the cards that are leaping out to me right now, and we will, I will draw more if we wish to. So you have Seven of Gabriel. Stand up for what you believe in. Have confidence. Claim your personal power. Ooh, there is an energy around you, Saggies. Something is moving forwards. Strength. Strength and grace through kindness, self-confidence, forgiveness. Queen of Michael. Brilliant, self-reliant, insightful, humorous. You know exactly what to do. The benefit of experience, a time for your career rather than relationships. Now that is interesting. I will be doing extended readings today. I always do every month. Beautiful souls. I will look at relationships in the extended readings as well as, various things. We'll see what unfolds in your main reading. Now, okay. Stand up for what you believe in. Look at the lightning bolts around you. The strength, the courage, standing up. I mean, this is really having the courage of your convictions. You know what to do. You've got new beginnings, which is amazing. New beginnings, because we've also got these wonderful sense of liberation and timing. Your current challenges will soon be resolved. You'll be able to look to the future with a smile. You've listened to your inner voice and guidance. You made a wise choice. Okay, we then have the Emperor and the Five of Ariel. Okay, let's really sit with your energy. Right, you needn't go through your current challenges alone. Help is nearby. Negative thoughts create self-fulfilling prophecies. Starting a new life, finding your purpose, forgiving, a forgiving and compassionate review of the past. We then have the Emperor. Taking charge, ambitious plans, which aligns with Fehu, the rune of nourishment, possessions, ambitions fulfilled. I think February for you is going to be quite dynamic, actually. It's almost as though, my lovely Saggies, that you have probably, if you are coming to this reading as I'm posting it, then I think you are probably still sifting through the end of some challenges, still sifting through the final elements of a challenge or something you've had to step up into. You may even have experienced a series of events where you have had to find the courage of your convictions, step up and stand up for what you believe in. And at times you may have felt quite solitary in that, almost as if, in stepping up there could be a rejection from either someone or from a community if you really stand your ground over something. But it's actually been a really important part of your growth and your development. And we are at a time of profound growth. I mean, 2025 and into 2026, this is probably going to be the biggest year of our lives, literally, for those of us on the planet now, because of the way that the astrological occurrences are happening. I mean, we have never had, within the course of our lifetimes, this kind of profound shift in the energy. I feel that you are about to come through something that has been really challenging, or a period of challenge, or a series of challenges. But you are coming through shining, absolutely shining, my lovely Saggies. You are coming through this, I want to say at the top of your game. And that is amazing. It's like it's an achievement. Now, right at the time of doing this reading, I do feel, if you're coming to this in the middle of February, things may have moved on for you. And there'll still be more information for you, or you're arriving at this point because this is right now. But something is almost over. That period, it really is. And what you've actually done is you've really, I kind of want to say you've been true to the essence of your nature. Now, Saggies, you are big on integrity, honesty, truth. That's who you are. That's the essence of what it means to be a Sag. Anyone who's got Sag in their chart, which I do, it's important. These kind of energies are important. They're real Saggy qualities. And so I think that you are going to realize that sort of some of the decisions you made along the way were the right ones, and you are going to come through this on top of your game, which is fab, absolutely fab. Now, you still have mountains to climb, there's a future ahead of you, a mountain range ahead of you, but the point is that mountain range is now available for you to climb. Whereas previously you've been struggling to get to that base camp almost, but now the mountain is there. It's like the dawn is arriving. Let's draw more cards and find out more. Now, we know the challenges are soon to be resolved. We know that you either are holding your ground or you have held your ground. You've stood in your own sovereignty. You've stood in your own agency. You've made choices that were absolutely true to the very essence of who you are. And this is really, really important, because it's been about claiming your personal power. And it's not about power over others, it's power over yourself. Recognizing that you can. Now we have this card, I'm seeing this one. And actually it's this one. Let's look at these for you. We have King of Raphael. Wow, you've got big cards here. New beginnings. The Queen of Michael, the Emperor, and now the King of Raphael. You have the Magician. Now, I think this is more to do with work than it is to do with your personal life, I'm going to say. Seems to be indicated here anyway, a time for your career rather than relationships. This card says, yes, it is safe to trust. The ability to accomplish many things at once. Follow your creative passions. We then have the Magician. You can manifest the life you want. What you need will magically appear. Successful beginnings. And we have the Three of Ariel, which is a card of celebration and success. Do what you love, a time of great personal growth in your career or artistic endeavours, working with others in a cooperative manner. I think in February, my lovely Saggies, and I'm really thrilled for you, something you have been working on, or your working world, because you held true to yourself. The energy of that is really, really transformational. Something, the timing is now right. Divine timing is in place, and you can now move something forwards. It can now open up. It can start to happen. Literally, can you see this beautiful, this is like a jewelry box opening with this magical, magical little angel fairy inside who dances. Something can now be opened up that you have been wanting. This is the most massive energy shift for you, Saggies, and it is really, really positive. Now, if we think about this in terms of energy, rather than just for your working world, although there does seem to be an emphasis on your career pathway or your calling, so perhaps more, but it could also be a creative venture. I'm not ruling out the energy connecting to relationship, and I'll look at that perhaps in the extended readings, because the overall energy is the overall energy. And we do have a kind of a family here. So in a way, your calling, your career, your finances, these things have an impact on your family life. They limit, if you haven't got, if it's not going well, it will have an impact on how you feel when you come home at the end of the day. Just make sure that those cards are actually focusing properly for you. Now, I do feel that you can come through something and out the other side. You can take charge of it. You can sort of trust that it is now. It's like trusting that you made the right decision. I think trusting ourselves is a really interesting area of thought, my lovely Saggies, because when you do step up, and I think you have stepped up, when you do step up in something, if it isn't running smoothly, we can really question, am I on track? Did I do the right thing? Maybe I made the wrong decision. Perhaps this is the universe's way of telling me that I shouldn't really be doing this. And this seems to me as though you get this kind of confirmation here that, yes, you were right. You did the right thing. You made the right choices, you made the right decisions, you did the right thing, and now it's been processed and worked through, and the energy is sort of realigning, and the timing is now right. Now you can move this forwards. Now it's like you can get going. I'm going to draw just a few more cards for you. I mean, it feels unbelievably positive. I'm very curious. I will be doing extended readings, as I said, and I'm very curious in the deep dive to see what else we're shown. Overall, in all honesty, Saggies, this feels like a really positive reading. Is there anything else Saggies need to know, really, that would be helpful for Saggies to know? So we have 10 of Michael. A situation has ended, and you're finally free. Oh, yes. New opportunities for happiness will now follow. Put the past behind you. This is like the final curtain call. Okay. We then have 3 of Raphael, reasons to celebrate, a community of friends, happy announcements regarding relationships or children. Now that's interesting because we do have that family that I was seeing here, relationships, children, but maybe your working world has, or a creative project, something that has run into some stumbling blocks, has actually impacted on your love life, your family life, your friendships. Perhaps you've been working ridiculously hard trying to navigate something, and of course, actually it does have an impact. If you're exhausted from work, for example, you are going to come home and not have the same time and energy available. Four of Ariel. When you give, you also receive. Okay, this is interesting because this can indicate a resistance to change. Though what I'm actually personally seeing here is less of a resistance to change and more of a, because it's about giving and receiving, and more of something coming back to you karmically. That's what I'm actually reading in this card. It's like something comes back to you. We see a warrior here. That's what he looks like to me, with his temple behind. It almost feels as though something you had to fight. I think you've had to fight for something here. And that's what the challenge was about. You've had to really step up and not necessarily physically fight, but again, fight for what you believe in. Step up and honor that, the truth of that. There's a distinct warrior energy around you. But now your ship can come in. That's over now. You can take your bow and say, and the universe is applauding you and saying, yay, you did it. With grace, you handled this, okay? With absolute grace. We have two beautiful swans here. With grace, you handled this. Curtain call, you are applauded. Your ship will come in. Now you reap the rewards. I think in February you reap the rewards for some challenges that you stepped up into over the previous few months. It could even have been challenges you stepped into during 2024. I mean, there were moments in 2024. I'm doing this reading. Obviously, this is a February 2025 reading. When I'm doing this reading, obviously it's popping up. But 2024 at times, the energy was like wading through treacle. But I remember saying to somebody, even though we feel like we're wading through treacle, we're building muscle. Okay, it might feel like you're trying to walk upstream against the tide, and you're working really, really, really hard, but you don't appear to be getting anywhere. But actually, you are. Because if you weren't doing that, you'd be being swept away, so you'd be going backwards. But actually, you've achieved that, and you've built muscle, you've built strength, you've built inner strength. From this, you're on solid ground. You've empowered yourself. You've made really conscious choices and decisions. So 2024, any challenges that you stepped into, it's kind of like now the benefit of that comes back. There is a warrior energy around you, and I think you have genuinely stepped up. Some of you had to defend, I think, either someone or something. Protect someone or something or someone close to your heart. But you've done it with very good grace, and you've done it with empowerment. And now, this is a month when that period of challenge or challenges, that period of walking upstream and building muscle, changes. Now, it's like you are this magnificent sailing ship. The sails are up, the wind is in your sails. You were correct. You listened to your inner voice, you followed through. Now the timing is right for this for the real movement to move forwards. So you are no longer walking against the tide. The tide is now with you. You can set sail, and the energy, the tide is with you. You can manifest what you want. You've built that strength, you've built that muscle, you've built that integrity. You are in a position where you know your own leadership, your own sovereignty, your own agency. You can now use that to steer the ship. And February is the month when this really starts to happen. You know your direction. Sorry, little Rune. I was pointing to it. I didn't mean to shift it around. But you know the direction you want to go in. You can fuel your ambitions, ambitious plans. You can start to actually activate them. This is where things start. The voyage really begins. And things really, really start to take form and start to happen. I love this energy. I really, really do, Sagittarius. This is a really empowered, exciting period of time for you. That's what this is looking like. So, Sagittarius, I think I'm going to dive into the extendeds. Now, you are welcome to join me if you wish. You may have already got enough information from here, in which case, I hope it has been of value to you. What I'm going to do in the extended is just really take a seriously deep dive. I will look at relationships as well, but I'm going to do a deep dive. I'm going to ask. I'm also going to find out where this is going. Is there any real information that we can find out to assist you, particularly if something is still slightly around you? It says your current challenges will soon be resolved and you will be able to look at the future with a smile. If you're still in those challenges, I'll dive in and see whether we can get any information to assist you in working out how best to navigate that, any guidance, how to help this to how to get your ship out to sea and in full sail. And I will also check in on relationships too, as mentioned. Beautiful Saggies, tons and tons of love. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to press the little bell icon and subscribe if you want to make sure you never miss a reading. And I look forward to seeing you again, either in the extendeds or in another reading here on the main Moon Magic channel. Tons of love.